guys, I have a serious question for you. Have you ever felt alone at the time when you really didn't want to? Maybe you moved to a new country or city, went on vacation alone, or are more introverted, but at some point you realized you wanted to make new friends, but didn't know how. So that's what happened with me since I moved from Russia to the United States, and I can help you because I lived in the United States for 4 years and I moved between 4 different states. I've lived in New Jersey, New York City, Florida, and now I live in Hawaii. And each time I moved, I had to start over and build new friendships from scratch. Sometimes it was easier, sometimes harder, but now I have hundreds of friends, both in mainland and here in Hawaii. And in this video, I'll share how I made it happen and give you tips and life hacks that actually work. And hopefully they would be helpful for you as well. And you would figure out this much faster and more efficient than me. So welcome to my channel. Here I share my journey in Hawaii and in the United States. You'll find here adventures, travels, transformations, challenges and new experiences. I post video every 3 times a week, so don't forget to subscribe before we would start, and let's go! Okay guys, when I first moved to the United States, I lived with my grandmother and didn't make any real friends for half a year. First, I was a huge shock to move to another country and speak a different language. Second, I was busy helping my grandmother. And third, I didn't have a car, so I didn't know how to drive. And at some point, I felt really stuck. I remember walking alone the boardwalk and making a friend with a Slavic girl who was working there, and we started to hang out, and actually that's how I made my first friend in the United States. It's been 4 years, but we still keep in touch. So the first tip would be very obvious, just start chatting with the new people, and if you feel connection, exchange their contacts, and who knows, maybe you'll become a good friend like I did with my first friend in the United States. After 6 months, I moved to New York, and by then I was well known on Clubhouse and had made tons of Russian friends before even moving to New York. Conclusion of this Clubhouse fame is that by putting your on social media, you make yourself more attractive to people, and they want to meet you in person and probably become friends or business partners. So that's how I attract cool friends in New York, and didn't start it from scratch in New York because already some people were waiting for me and was really curious to become friends with me. But at some point, I found myself immersed in the Russian community, which wasn't bad, but I struggled to integrate to the American community. So, to practice English and make new friends, I started going on dates in New York. Eventually, I dated an American guy who introduced me to his group of friends. And I think registering on a dating app is a great idea if you want to meet new people. And if you're not interested in dating, Bumble has a friends mode where you can find friends, not dates, yes? And I know plenty of people who've made great friendships that way. Maybe you can try this option as well. So I would recommend to check out the Facebook groups. You'll find tons of interest-based groups, and people are always looking to make new friends there. This works not just in Hawaii or in the United States, but globally. And yeah, just check this and you'll see how it works for you. So to summarize, in New York I built a great community of Russian friends, but still wanted to integrate more into the American scene. Unfortunately, when my relationship ended, I lost touch with the friends I made through my boyfriend. And this taught me not to rely on someone else's social circle. You need to build your own. And I kept this in mind, and after that New York experience, I moved to Florida, to Sebastian, which is a small town mostly for retirés and skydivers. And I thought about becoming a skydiver, but never followed through, so I didn't make any new friends there. My roommates were an older couple, and I became friends with their neighbors, but again, they were older, and it wasn't the same as having friends my age. And I did go on dates, but no lasting friendships came from that. And honestly, in Florida, it wasn't that big success with building a friend community. But uh, I also didn't think that I would stay longer than a half year. Anyway, during this time, I made a great decision. I attended two big social media conferences in California, and also went to Burning Man in Nevada, and where I made a lot of American friends. So if you want to meet interesting people, go to events that match your interests, and you'll meet like-minded individuals there. Then I moved to Hawaii, and this time I was smart about making friends, and even that I didn't know anyone, I decided to volunteer at a surf camp, which helped me to make a lot of friends quickly. But since it was a short-term gig, many of the people I met were tourists or temporary volunteers. So for the next 8 months, I lived in Haleiwa on the North Shore, where it was hard to make new friends. The community was small, and most events were private. Many people I met were tourists, so I often felt lonely, I wouldn't hide. I still went on dates, but it wasn't the same as having friends. And eventually, I started working consistently at an Amadi cafe on North Shore at Haleiwa. And honestly, this was a game changer because seeing the same faces regularly led to conversations and friendships with those people. And my tip from this situation would be go out, don't work from home, and meet people at cafes with a good Wi Fi. Also, at that time, the group of friends started a running club there at North Shore, but honestly, I wasn't into running then. So, however, running clubs are great for making friends. Any hobby that involves a group activities like pickleball, volleyball, running, sailing, canoeing, or many others is a great way to meet new people. That's how I made a lot of my friends, and I highly recommend it. After 8 months on the North Shore, I moved to the town. Since then, I've never had a problem with social life. What changed? Location. There are so many options of networking events, hobbies, and meeting friends of friends. Second, new friends. I met friends who introduced me to more people, creating an unstoppable chain. Third one, hobbies. I got into volleyball, pickleball, acro yoga, sailing, dancing, hikes, improv classes, and more. Fourth, living situation. I moved into a cool building and made friends with neighbors. Five, events. I attended educational and social events. In six, I started to host, organizing my own events like social media and parties where people could bring friends. And seven, work. I began working with American companies and clients, and some became my friends. So looking back, it's just crazy how I went from zero friends to hundreds in just 4 years. And I found a balance right now between my Russian and American friends, which was important to me. And I didn't want to live in the United States and not only speak Russian or hang out with Russians. So it wasn't easy, but it was worth it. To summarize all of my experience, first, be open to opportunities. Second, know the kind of people you want to be friends. Third, put in the time and effort to build your circle. Fourth, hobbies are a great way to meet people with a similar interests and like-minded. Fifth, you can make friends online and offline. And nowadays, it doesn't really matter. Sixth, don't rely on your partner's friends. They are not your friends, and you should always keep this in mind. Seventh, go to events and don't be afraid to start a conversation. All of my best friendships started from a simple chat, and that's it. One simple chat can change whole way of how life circulates around you. And what about you? How do you make friends? Have you ever struggled of making friends? Share your thoughts in the comments and your experience. I would be happy to listen. Maybe I missed something. And like, we are social beings and should be surrounded by great people. And don't forget to subscribe for more content.